Is this the world's most versatile wireless charger? Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the LumiCharge universal charger, and it's pretty slick. Now, LumiCharge generally makes lamps with built-in wireless charging bases, and I reviewed one if you want to check that review out. It's from a while ago. But I think what happened is as they evolved their product line, they realized that people really liked their chargers. So this is the outcome of that. This is actually a pretty slick device. Now, no surprise, the top is, I just happen to have a handy wireless phone here. The top is a wireless charger. So now my iPhone 11 Pro is charging wirelessly here. But you might not realize, but it actually is adjustable. So I can also, do it like this, which gives me the ability to charge and to have it, for example, right by my computer so I can have it as a second screen or just keep track of things. Or maybe I would prefer having it in the other orientation. I can do that too. And again, notice each time it pops back into the charging mode. So super helpful, very efficient. There's lots to like about the flexibility of this. And it is pretty generous in terms of positioning to make sure you're getting a wireless charge. But that's just one phone. What if I have a second phone? And what if that second phone doesn't do wireless, but it does have, when I look on the bottom, USB-C? Well, no problem, because this actually has other charging plugs. On the bottom is this sort of funky little rotating little wheel where on one side it's USB-C, and then if I rotate it to the other side, it's micro USB. So let's rotate it to USB-C. Let's put this phone on, and we'll have this one. This is the Google Pixel 4a. So now that one's charging while the iPhone is still charging behind it. So super handy. But then someone else comes along and they, wouldn't you know it, have a phone and they really need a charge, right? So this is the Google Pixel 3 XL, and it's a big screen. I like the Pixel line. They're really cool. But this one also has USB-C. Well, everything's in use, right? Wrong, because on the back there is an additional USB 3.0 power port. So I can actually plug in my handy cable, and let's plug this in. And so now when I plug this in, I am charging 3 phones simultaneously. How cool is that, right? So really cool design, lots to like about it. Let's unplug everything though, because there's a secret too. So we've already ascertained that this can plug in and charge basically any of the major connectors. But what if you need another lightning plug? Well, hidden on the bottom is the smallest USB-C to lightning adapter. So how do I use that? Well, let's go back to, there's my iPhone. So I'll plug this into my iPhone, plug this, let's just have it face forward, plug this into the USB-C charging plug, and it is now charging. Let's see, it's not showing on here. I have a lot of problems with dirt in my lightning port. Let's try this again. There we go. So now this is charging with a wired connection, which is going to be faster, right? So between all of these little connections and this micro adapter that you can just tuck into the bottom if you don't need it, there's nothing you can't charge with this thing. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So it is a silver infused ABS plastic. So what's ABS plastic? Okay, you ready? It is acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. That's why people use the acronym. It is a plastic that has a higher melt point and is a little tougher, so it's used in tons of things like bumpers and bike helmets and such. In this case, it's silver infused to cut back on bacteria and such. So what you have is you have a really nice feeling and a really nice looking plastic that actually, because of the way it's designed, shouldn't have any bacteria or any other crud buildup on it. I mean, it's still gonna get dirty, it's not magic, but It is actually that silver infused, which is kind of a fun addition. So the wireless part is a 10-watt Qi wireless charger. And then the wheel also gives you that same 10 watts, and the back is 2 amps. So basically they're all the same. They all power at the same level, although, you know, there are new wireless charging specs coming out that are going to be even faster, but wireless charging just isn't super fast. It's the convenience that you're getting and you're trading off versus plugging it in, which lets more current flow into your device. Just the way it is. So I thought, let's run some tests on this and let's time it. And I learned something really interesting about the iPhone, because my first test, I took it from about 70 or I don't know, 75 to like 95% charge. And I did the math and it turned out that it was picking up a 28% charge in an hour on the wireless charger. And I thought, that's pretty low. So I reached out to the company and they reminded me that Apple, like many companies, uses what's known as power management. So as you get more charged, it actually slows down the rate of charge. So the amount of time it takes to get from 90% to 100% is a lot longer than the time it takes to get from 20% to 30%. So pretty interesting. I then took my phone and I drained it all the way down to like 7% and then put it on here again. And that time, when it was a very low charge on the phone, it got a 44% charge in 1 hour. So I thought that was super interesting that when it needs a lot of power, it can get 44%. But when I'm near the top of that charge level, it's slowed down so much that I only got a 28% charge in an hour. What this means is that the amount of charge that you're going to get on your more modern, sophisticated wireless device depends on how close to full your charge already is. So there you go. You learned something new here. So then I thought, all right, well, let's put the Pixel 4a on the charging wheel and see what that does. And that did pretty solid. That got a 56% charge in an hour. So, you know, putting these together, the company assures me you can charge all three and they'll charge at the same rate as if you charged each individually. There's enough power inside of this. So pretty solid specs there. Now, I do want to point out that there is a necessary wall plug you have to have, and that's this. And it's a really nice design. I'm so tired of these bulky, you know, square black chargers. So it's really nice to have this wall plug that is something that feels so slick and sleek. And the wire, I would estimate this is maybe a 4 or 5 foot long wire. Plenty enough if you have the plug near where you're going to have your wireless charger. Otherwise, you might need to resort to something like an extension cord just to get that additional length, but probably you won't. And then you plug it in, and there is also an indicator light for the wireless charging. So if I put this on, you'll notice that it goes from red to blue, and that shows you that it is actually successfully charging. Now, given its positioning, I think that's really only for debugging sessions, because if you're using it like this or something, you know, this is all well and good, but you're never going to see that light. So, not sure that's hugely important, but worth mentioning. So, there's lots I like about this. I really like the fact that it is so flexible and that you can charge everything without having to go and run around and find any adapters or plugs or anything like that, right? Especially that wheel in the front. Though why the wheel doesn't also include a lightning plug to just have all three, I don't know. You do have the adapter at the bottom, but still it'd be even more convenient to have all three on there, right? So it goes. The plastic and everything is really a nice finish. I still kind of wish it was available in black, just to give you that option. Maybe that's coming. I didn't find it on their website. But other than that, not much not to like about this. If you have to deal with charging devices, this is a really nice solution. This would be great on your desk. This could be on the side table in a conference room. This could be on your bedside, and you could be charging your phone and your tablet and your spouse's phone all at the same time. Pretty handy, right? So it is, dimensions wise, 4 inches by 3 inches by 1.5 inches, and it is 1.5 pounds, but it really, there's no significant weight to it. This is not really a portable device though, so it doesn't probably really matter that much, but that's just worth knowing. I will say that I anticipate that this little plastic, the clear plastic cover, will eventually be annoying and I won't want it. So we'll see how that plays out over time. But all in all, lots to like, definitely worth checking out, and a really solid option price-wise. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask if you would be so kind as to subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate when you do that, and it helps us stay in touch. And as you can tell, I'm really honest. I'm really straightforward in my reviews. No hype. I'm not getting paid by the company to do this for sure. So all worth checking out. Now, this is the LumiCharge Universal Charger, and it's $39.99 at Amazon.com. And yes, it does include this fantastic micro lightning adapter, because I know you want to know that. So that's all I got. I'm going to get all my devices back to be charging, which means I'll catch you, I hope, in my next video.